Hello, everybody. Welcome to Timberborn. This is a fantastic city builder about beavers surviving the apocalypse. It's very cute and adorable, and we're coming into a little late into the Wonder of Waters update. Now, I have played a little of this before, but not very much, so I don't know everything that's new with it. And we're going to go with the Iron Teeth faction in this startup. And probably on the no, not craters. On the mountain range map. I actually quite like this map. Let's get right into it. Alright. So this is the game. As you can see, there is not a lot of life going on around here. So the basic gist of this game is that water is very fickle, all right? So sometimes there'll be dry seasons where the water will stop flowing from these rivers, meaning they will stop being water for the plants and stuff and they'll all die. Other times, this bad water stuff will pour out of here and kill everything. If you look down here, you see how the ground is cracked? That means nothing can really grow here. It'll get contaminated and die. Which is not good. So our goal is to both set up enough storage in order to have food and water through the dry seasons and the bad water seasons, and also prevent all of our trees and crops from being destroyed by the bad water whenever it comes through. Now I'm playing the Iron Teeth faction. So these guys are more focused on industry, while the other people are more focused on, like, farming. So we're going to be doing a lot with industry in this series, but first things first, we have to get actually started here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a path, and the most important things, obviously water. So we're going to put down 2 of these pumping stations first. We also need wood, because they're beavers, they build everything out of wood. At least from the start, you do get metal and stuff way later on. But now, we have a place for them to get wood from. That's not very much, so we're actually going to set up this side too, to start farming wood. Or not even farming wood yet, chopping wood. There we go. Alright. Another thing we'll need right off the start is a gathering station, because right now we don't got no plants to grow. We don't got no farmers, we don't got nothing. So we need a gathering flag in order to tell the beavers to gather those berries to eat. We also need to make sure that when the water stops flowing, we don't die. So we're going to make a little dam there. Now, the interesting thing about these beavers is they don't breed normally. Like with the folktale, you just build enough houses, and if you have extra housing space, they will make more beavers. These guys have to be made in breeding pods, which require berries and water to make them, but it's not that big of a deal. The issue is, though, that they'll keep making beavers even after you're out of housing space, which is kind of a problem. We're going to put these on pause because we don't want them to build these first. Also down here, we will put our farmhouse at the start. So I know from playing this map before that this area will still stay pretty watered. So we can grow our food here and not have an issue, really. That's probably way too much for that farmhouse, but it's whatever. We also don't want the farmhouse built first because we still got berries. We are going to need storage, so I like putting my water storage up here because I don't use this area for much else. So we'll put our main storage There will be like a staircase there. About here, I'll put our, this will be our food storage. I'll put some water storage here. Not very much off the start because we're not going to have that much. This one will store berries, and this one will store chore berries, I think is what they're called. Yeah. Alright, now we'll set priority, and then we'll get them going. So you want to set your lumberjack flag first, so that they get both of them in that. Then the water pumping stations. Oh, some lag. Then probably though. No. Leave this. Then we'll do the dam next, so we can get access to these trees over here. Alright. And now we watch them run around and do it all. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea of the game. Is you just want to keep your population alive for as long as possible. The end goal is actually, though, is to get this. This is the monument for the Iron Teeth. I won't spoil exactly what it does, but it's pretty cool. So your goal is kind of to build each one of these as you go through. I did forget though, we need one of these guys. So this is a inventor. It will generate science points for us, which we need a lot of. As you can see, we got all these are locked because we don't have enough science points for them yet. And there's something really nice though about this game where, like, if you look at the start, you have this gross water that's coming out here, and everything's dead. But it's really nice. It's something really cool about slowly turning this from a barren, desolate wasteland that's pouring out bad water into a nice habitable environment for your beavers, and then building a city on that. Not necessarily in that order, probably build the city first, but you know what I mean. Alright, now that they're almost done with this, we can set it up for our another lumberjack flag. And also in here, we're going to want a log mill. Lumber mill, not log mill, whoops. And we're gonna put down a little water wheel for it. So each faction has their own specialized buildings and resources and things, which I think is really neat. Like for the Iron Teeth here, you get only normal farmhouses, the Folktales get efficient ones, and then all of this stuff to the right is unique to the Iron Teeth. So, like, only the Iron Teeth get the fermenter, which I believe replaces the bakery for the Folktale, if I'm remembering that correctly. No, not the bakery, the grill. And it replaces something that you get early on. And basically, it's a completely different process, or a mostly different process, for making their food versus the Folktale, which makes it really cool. Not everything is like this though. Like for the like the wood section, all this stuff is the same, except now the Iron Teeth get an industrial log mill that can do the same amount of work twice as fast. Iron Teeth get an efficient mine. And here there are a few things that are different, like the Folktale get windmills instead of an engine. Iron Teeth get large power wheels instead of the normal one, and then they get large and compact water wheels. And yeah, it's very neat. Oh, I should probably mention, I didn't put this on the hardest difficulty. Normally I do play on the hardest difficulty, but I haven't played very much recently, and my test run earlier went very poorly for me because I didn't really know how the Wonder of Water update works, and yeah, it didn't end well. I didn't remember how to do most things. Like, all this is easy, but when you get farther on, it gets a little bit more complicated about managing your resources and not dying with all the constant droughts and bad water on the harder difficulty. Yeah, This game is still in early access, by the way, and I can't wait for them to continue development. Because I can't wait for new factions and stuff. I'm so excited for it. I love this game so much. I think I came into it though in update 5. It was update 4 or 5. I've been playing it for a very long time and I just adore the game. Oh, I didn't notice. Our inventor got finished, so now we're generating science points, which we need for the forester, because if you notice, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think you probably noticed. The trees are seedlings, they don't grow back. I think there's like a chance when a tree goes from a seedling to a full tree, it can make another tree next to it. But it's very slow, and at the rate you cut them down, it won't sustain you. So you actually have to get a dedicated forester in order to get enough trees to sustain yourself. I think we have enough planks for a forester. We do. So we don't need this running anymore because it's just consuming logs and not getting us anything actually useful. Or rather, it's getting things that are useful, but we don't need them at this moment. We only need planks for the forester at this current moment. When I'm playing the folktale, I'm pretty good about getting all of these machines and going through the whole process. But when I'm playing the Iron Teeth, I don't play the Iron Teeth very much as opposed to the folktale. So whenever I play them, I just completely forget there's anything other than this plant to grow. So I just don't do any of this. So I want to do it this time. So I imagine it's probably pretty useful. Now, all of our berry bushes will get wiped out when the first bad flood comes in. I'm not super excited about, because you actually need the berry bushes with the Iron Teeth. When you're the folktale, you can just get rid of them all. You only need them for antidote when you're the folktale. But with these guys, they need berries to reproduce. Which is a problem if all your berries get wiped out in the first flood. Or tide. So there we go, now we have a forester. So we're gonna want to put this down somewhere where it can reach the edge over here and take up as little room inside as possible, like right there. And now we're gonna put down a couple of lumberjack flags, probably only 2 off the start. I was gonna go for 4. And we'll get rid of this one because we'll make a path through here to go up on this eventually, probably. Also, as storage, we're going to want to put down one of these. So we can actually store the logs that we chop down instead of just chopping them down when we need them. So something that I'm actually pretty bad at with this game is I take forever to get metal. And metal is quite important because it allows you to make explosives eventually, because you can make the explosives factory. And explosives just mean you can terraform a lot better. So like if I wanted to make this little lake area bigger, you need explosives for that, or you need to build up higher, like a big dam thing. We might be coming up on a death wave pretty quickly. Forget how to check their age. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're all in their 40s-ish. Oh, except for the 4 that we had that were children off the start. So we're coming up pretty quickly on a death wave, and we're out of berries. We'll be getting new berries here soon. Okay, so we have new berries, meaning that these should be going again. I am worried about a death wave because that means pretty much all of our buildings will grind to a halt pretty fast. But as long as we can keep 4 adults, we should be fine. 2 to run these and then 2 to run one of these. Okay, so you can see in the bottom left here, we have 3 new kids born. So they do take quite a while to level up because we don't have any well-being. So basically this number in the top left is the well-being. We have 3 days till that gets here, so we'll be fine. The well-being basically is how good are you taking care of your beavers, and there's a lot in here. But the more well-being you have, the better they are at everything, pretty much. And the longer they live, and so forth. So the reason that we're having to put down so many farms for all this stuff, though, is because we're not making the good food. So if you look at one of these, every 3 days they harvest for 2. Meaning roughly you're getting... Let me actually do the math correctly instead of trying to use my brain, because we all know that that's not going to work too well. So you're getting 0.67 of a food unit every day, pretty much, which is not great compared to the other ones that you could do, like this one, where you get 1 every 5 days, which seems worse. But then if you look at its processing, yeah, they turn 4 into 10, meaning every 5 days you're getting 1. So you take 1 divided by 5, so it's 0.2. Multiply that by 10 is 2 every day versus the 0.67 that you were getting previously. Although that takes power and other resources, not just put it in the ground and it grows. Because they can't eat the other thing straight up like they can for berries in these. Which makes it slightly worse. Right. Another thing that we're going to do now is we want to block this from flowing. To basically get rid of all of the bad water that we have going around us. Now we can eventually process bad water and use it and stuff, but we don't have that technology. So for right now, we're going to just take our problems and push it somewhere else, just as Patrick Star taught us. So we need to get it up there first. So we're gonna have them build staircases. Oh, and you can see in the bottom left now, our beavers are starting to die of old age. And our new beavers are still too young to operate the equipment. We're gonna pause that. Where else are we missing them? An inventor. We do want the inventor to run right now. How long do these guys have to go? Oh, they're only halfway. Okay, so those two don't matter at this moment because we're still getting wood from over here. But we also need planks to build these staircases. Oh, perfect. So we're gonna stop those from running. Okay. So the drought happened, meaning that these are no longer making water, these little things up here. Meaning that this is all the water we have left in our world at this moment in time. Which is good on the fact that it keeps everything alive. Bad on the fact that it will slowly evaporate and things will start to die. And we don't have exactly deep water here in order to last us a while. And also bad because we can't pump it without draining it, meaning things will die. It's like a catch-22. It also means that your water wheels won't run, which isn't as big of a problem for the Iron Teeth as it is for the Folktale, because Iron Teeth have engines that you can run your power, and large wheels, which make more power than the small ones. Not to say that the Folktale are completely useless, because they have windmills, which and the gravity battery still allows you to have power after the water stops running. That's sort of the trade-off you get between the bad water, the bad tide, and the drought. Is the drought, everything still gets to live, but you don't get any power. In the bad tide, everything dies, but you get power. Well, you can get power from water still. But we should be perfectly fine on this. We're not gonna keep the pumps off forever because we don't have that big of water storage. But since we were able to turn them off, that means our inventor was running, meaning we were getting science again. And we need 120 for that. We now have new beavers that were born, so we're now up to 6 kids. And these ones, the previous generation, are about to turn into adults. Which is very good. But like I said before, you don't want to go crazy on these because they will just keep making beavers, and the more beavers you have, the more food you eat, and they also themselves take food and water while they're in the incubator. Well, they don't take food, they take berries, which is food, but shut up, leave me alone. My brain doesn't work too good most times. We are going to expand our water storage though. Now these tiny storages are pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. They only store 30 versus this big one stores 300. And if you use the equivalent amount of size for these ones, that's only 120. Quick math. And then this one's even better because it's humongous and it stores 1200. However, to get those, we need a lot more technology because this one takes metal and gears and planks. This one takes planks and gears. Which we're not too far from gears, but it does require more infrastructure that we don't have. Start that up. Also, the kids grew up, so now we have enough to run all of our stuff without causing issues. I love the art style in this game, man. It's super cool. Also, I just realized that I was using my mouse to circle things to like bring your attention to them. And I have mouse capture turned off in OBS because I'm a genius. I'm a goddamn lyrical genius. One day I'll find a cure for my dumbness, but today is not that day. All right, so now is the perfect time to start replanting things because we're almost out of things, and it's not the perfect time. I'm just coping. All right, so we're gonna put our longer to grow trees over here. That way they're far from the bad water, so they don't die to them because we would lose all the progress because they take 30 days to grow. And then we're going to, over here, plant our things that take less time to grow, but still take a good long while, being our pine trees. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to keep it 3 blocks away from the edge because I'm pretty sure that's about as far as the bad water will travel. And if it kills a couple of trees on the edge, it's not the end of the world. Then we're gonna plant birch right up to the edge because they don't take that long to grow. And you might be wondering why not just not plant here. That was a great sentence. Again, lyrical genius. Because then this would just be dead space because there would be nothing we could put there. So we might as well plant the birch, and if it dies, it dies. I know that's the path to nowhere at this moment, but we'll be putting a staircase here, and I don't want trees to just spawn there or grow there. All right. What's missing a worker? Oh, that's missing a worker. So now we have enough research points for this levy. We're going to grab, and right in here, we're gonna build up our little wall. Nobody builds walls better than me. There we go. That's gonna give us a place to use all of our logs that we've been accumulating. So what that's going to do for us is just going to push the bad water that way. And eventually it'll pull up over here and just go off the map, which is great. But it will pretty much mean that this whole area is being sacrificed to the bad water gods for the foreseeable future. But it will mean our area will be relatively safe from bad water till bad tide comes. Well, I was planning to get a nice time lapse of this dam being built, but apparently we're out of wood. I decided to get our wood from over here because it is just an untapped resource sitting there. So I figured, why not? Honestly, this drought snuck up on me. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was busy looking at Reddit on my phone, and then all of a sudden I heard the noise, and I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound particularly good. So, oops. Turn that back on. I know it's not going to do anything right now, but I'm gonna turn it on anyway. Oh shit. We don't got enough housing. Thankfully, it's not that difficult to expand housing as compared to the folktale, because each one of these buildings holds 10 beavers, and the folktales have little 4x4x1 or 2x2x1 little huts that hold 3 people or 3 beavers. But you can, oh, never mind. The problem fixed itself. 3 of our people died, or 3 of our beavers died. So, the problem's gone now. But this little number right here shows you how many beavers are sleeping outside. The one to its left shows how many beavers are, or how many free beds there are, and then that number shows how many beds are taken. That number is not as important for just one district, but when you have multiple districts, that does matter a little bit. Also, we're almost out of water. As you can see, we're starting to get substantially more wood coming in, or at least trees grown. And we're still waiting on one tree to grow up to chop down. Supposedly, or not supposedly, that's the wrong word. They've changed how the water is simulated in this game. That fixes one of my largest running issues with the game. And actually, I just noticed while talking about this, it's right here. They have actual things where the water can run. Oh, I can't get in there to show you. But there are little overhangs. So yeah, there's like a cave in here behind the waterfall. So previously this wasn't possible. Previously the water would just clip right through any overhang or any structure beneath it. But this is really cool now. I'm really happy that they changed that. It wasn't the biggest deal before, but it did mean you couldn't make like aqueducts and stuff like that. Or pipes. You had to pretty much only dig trenches or build trenches for the water to run through, which was very limiting. Anywho, our dam is working now. So now this is what I was talking about. Now all the water is going to flood through here. Which means this entire area is probably unfarmable. It's also not going to go away quickly because this is kind of a deep trench. That does mean, though, that all of this land is now farmable and there's no bad water to contaminate it, which is pretty good. We're also getting our trees from up here. Man, it's just going swell right now. Ooh, we also have enough research now to research the gear manufacturing. Or the cog. Oh, they call them gears. So we can't use cogs for anything yet, 'cause, again, research. But my goal is to get this medium tank quickly. Because like I said earlier, these small tanks do not hold much water at all. And 6 of them barely lasted us 4 days. So I would like to get this up and running quickly. Or I should zoom in. This up and running quickly in order to have a lot more medium-sized tanks faster. And like I said at the start of this, my goal is to get metal a lot quicker than I normally would, or a lot quicker. And that's another part of it, is that you need cogs for that, or gears. Also, you can see how that line is slowly becoming more and more red. It's because we're getting out of the range of this district hub. We're not actually out of the range, because they have an infinite range. But it's going to get less and less efficient to keep going and going and going. That doesn't matter for me right this second, or I don't care right this second, because I just want the metal. We're not going to be building like farms out here. Pretty much this district will control this like little plateau area. It's not a plateau. What would that be called? Riverbed? I think it's a riverbed. But it pretty much controls just this riverbed area. And then we'd have another one like over here and up there and everything like that. But that's not until much later. We gotta get ourselves stabilized first and not almost be dying. Alright, our little industrial district is coming online. However, we do need more power output for this. And since these power wheels only cost logs, there's really no point to not just build 4 of them to make maximum use of that river. Like I said at the beginning of this, I never really use the fermenter or anything like that, so I'm going to put one down. Just to try to force myself to actually learn them. That also means, though, we want some of these other plants. Oh god, my reading skills are being put to the test. Casvesa? That's not correct at all. Google, help me. Google. Pronunciation, please. Put in like a caveman how to say
cassava.
Cassava. First try. I'm not good at reading, if that wasn't obvious. So we're gonna plant these cassavas back here. There's a little field for now. And over right next to where we're gonna have the farms for them, I'm gonna put a little storage for the raw cassava. Now I'm gonna keep using that word in order to force it into my brain. We're gonna put a little storage of cassavas right next to the thing right here. Then we're going to put a big storage for the fermented cassava back over here somewhere. Probably right there. I'm putting 2 storages down because we're probably going to expand production pretty quickly for the cassavas. Again, be prepared to hear that word a lot because I'm quite stupid and I'll forget it immediately if I don't keep spamming it. Okay. I didn't know the gist of how these worked. I did say earlier that I don't, but they probably work pretty similarly. I just never have done the process before. I also noticed while I was waiting that that needs to be on priority and that needs to be on priority. Because they're running all the way up here to do those. Which are not the priority at the moment. I didn't miss it this time. I was paying attention, I swear. With that approaching though, we are going to research a big tower of water and we're going to put it right at the end there. Which means we actually have something to use our gears on, which is a good thing. But that is our new top priority, is to get that finished. We also need another inventor right there. All right, so we're now actually making fermented... I forgot the word again. Motherfucker. Cavasa? Cavasa?
Cassava.
Cassava. I remember. Google didn't have to help me, I swear. Alright, we're making a fermented cassava here. So that's good. We're probably already farming too many cassavas for one fermenter to handle. And actually, no, that's definitely not true. So we're gonna plant a ton of cassavas now. Make that this guy's priority. Put that guy on harvest. And we're gonna stop these guys from pumping. Which means all of this is now actually useless. So there's that. Which I'm going to fix right now. And there we go. Oh, I need to leave that on. So now the power wheel will take over whenever we're in a drought, once it's built. And I'll pipe the power all the way over into these buildings in order to keep us going. Wait a minute, why are these guys doing that? There's no point for the power wheel to be running. It's not doing anything yet. Just an exercise machine at this point. I wasn't paying attention to my water. Oops. When nobody died, it's fine. Okay, while we wait for more research to come in, I am gonna try to work on their morale. That's not what it's called, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we're very close to being able to unlock metal. And like I think I'm really rushing metal. But it's so I can get dynamite. I want dynamite because I want to be able to control the output flow of this river. So the plan is to seal this in completely eventually. Not have it exit over here anymore. Then blast out the middle right here. And have it flow down into a little lake here. And basically put on either side a sluice. I think it, yeah, sluice. And on one side, it'll allow good water to go through, and on the other, it'll send the bad water out this way and out through this river. And then we'll have it flow down here, and we'll dig out a river channel or something here for it to go through. And that'll also allow us to expand our forestry, and because we're going to be destroying most of it probably, when we do this job. And then we'll also make this into a deeper river and a pond in order to contain more water here that doesn't evaporate as fast. But as I was saying about that, we now have a scavenger flag, which you can put right there. And at the base of this, we are going to put that. This will allow us to store scrap metal. And then when we unlock it, it's just 300 for the smelter. Oh god. The smelter will go right here. Also, I'm not worried about this blocking the smelter because it will still transfer power to the smelter, and then this will take it away from the smelter to everything else. Wait, does the number cruncher require metal? It does. Shit snacks. That's another reason to get metal, I guess. I was hoping it didn't, so that I could use the number cruncher to unlock metal. Number cruncher is just a much better inventor. So it generates 10 science every hour rather than the 1 science the normal inventor generates every hour. And it doesn't employ employees and works the whole time, not just the day, because it's ran off power. But it does take a lot of power. Ooh, our big water tanks up and operational, meaning we can just remove all of those. And we can start replacing them with big water tanks. Okay, so we have a scrapper. So this metal up here is not infinite, unfortunately. You can see 71, 15, 45. So eventually this will run out, which is what this over here is for. You put a mine on this, and it mines out what I'm assuming used to be a bunker, or like a... It has to be like a bunker, like a train, like an underground train station or something. A place with a lot of metal. So it just mines that out for, I think, either science or metal. Yes, so it uses, oh no, this one doesn't do science. The Folktales does science. So it either uses, 1 treated plank and a cog for 3 metal every 2-ish hours. Or it uses a cog, a treated plank, and a dynamite for 6 metal. Interesting. My goal for this episode, though, is to just unlock this, is just to get the smelter going. And then next episode will be bad water processing. Okay. I think that that's a pretty cool little area for the beavers to go hang out. Just to get their well-being up so they're both, so they can, oh, that's not the right one, this one. So they build a little faster, live a little longer. I mean, because I'm a nice guy. I honestly thought that that was running at full speed, I'm not gonna lie. So that explains why our plank production is so slow, is because they weren't operating at peak efficiency. Also looks like we're going positive on the cassava production, meaning that we're making more cassavas a day than they're eating, which I honestly didn't expect off of 2 fermenters. Can I get a 3rd one in there though? That's the real question. I could by destroying this little thingy. Oh, they already took the stuff away. Okay, we're gonna put another fermenter down. That doesn't mean we end up with this little weird area, and I don't like it, but temporary, hopefully. I know I just said we were positive on cassava production, but I just want to make sure that we're using all the cassavas that we're able to farm and not just and we're not just overflowing on them. I am gonna, however, tell these guys to stop planting those there. I probably should look up how to say that too. We'll plant more cassavas. Ah, they haven't connected the very important power yet. And we don't have any more planks for them to connect the very important power with. So they didn't connect the power so that we could make more planks. That certainly is a pickle. Okay, so we're gonna plan a little bit ahead here. And we're going to put that there for our metal block production. In order to just have a little bit of storage on hand, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a cute idea. We'll put a little gear storage. We'll probably get gears, but we're more likely not gonna ever have planks for the foreseeable future anyway, but I'll put a storage there for them. Okay, so now we can unlock the smelter. We'll go right there. And that's going to be our top priority thing to build. I am just going to delete these logs back here though, because they are not needed. There. Then once that's good, we can actually start on our next phase of our operation. Getting production for bad water going. It'll still be pouring off the edge over here, but it's at least we'll start using it for something good instead of just having it destroy things over there. Alright, so now that water is flowing again, maybe this will actually get done. I probably should have put it on priority way long ago. But again, a little dumb. That's me. Alright. They finally connected the power shaft. Thank God. That means we should be relatively unaffected by any future droughts. In the ways of power, not in the ways of literally anything else. I'm also noticing that we're running low on water, so we're going to put down 2 more water extractors. We're not filling that up as fast as I would like. Okay, so now that all that's gone, we're going to put down some more cavasas, or Google help.
Cassava.
Cassavas. That's 3 for 3 right now. I'm having to go for Google every time I have to try to say that word. Sometimes I even impress myself with my own stupidity. Anyway, but now we're gonna plant cassavas over there so that hopefully we could get some more going, because we are running low on cassavas and we're not making them quickly enough. Maybe I should just plant... Oh, that's soybeans, not cassavas. We're gonna make this whole... Actually, we're gonna not make those cassavas because we want to leave room for another farming area. Like this whole shelf area over here. Just a whole cassava farm, and then this one's cureberry. Okay, I'm gonna look up how to say that one too.
Kohlrabi.
I was kind of close in a stupid American way. Kohlrabi. This will be for kohlrabis. Also, expect me to have to go back to Google for that as well. Alright. We've almost got this done. We just need more gears. Which hopefully shouldn't be being yoinked by that, but they might be still. We're gonna put that on high priority. The next thing that's on priority probably should be this, in order to actually get some more well-being going. I do have extra research, so I might as well research a couple of these things. Put a couple of shrubs down. That looks cool. Put a couple of lanterns down. Oh, good golly. That's gonna take forever. Oh, it's because it's waiting for planks. Which is now waiting for logs. Why are you waiting for logs? Because we don't have a hauling post. That's why. I'll put a hauling post down. Alright. Look at it. It just finished. We have our first metal block done. Just still in here. That means we accomplished our goal. We also have a buttload of research. Unfortunately, though, I am gonna have to call it a day here. We got a lot done. It was very good. Anyway, so if you liked it, please leave a like. If you really loved it, please subscribe. It really helps me out. If you have any suggestions for any games that I should play, please leave them in the comments. All right, that'll do it all for me, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.